Sleepy baby night bear. You can be my sleepy baby night bear. You can be my sleepy baby night bear. Ooh, ooh. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Uniquely Westbrook podcast. I am your host, Timothy Westbrook II. It's early, as it should be. Not as early as yesterday. Close. It's close. Let's see what time it is. It's close. I think actually yesterday I got started around the same time. I woke up a little bit later, which I'm not 100% happy about, but I'm not 100% dissatisfied either, because I was awake until 1 o'clock. After we got back from the shop, like around 9-ish, 10-ish, I had me a bologna sandwich, fried bologna sandwich. I didn't buy the pack of bologna. I got the loaf, and I cut my own slices. So it was thick as fuck. Thick ass, fried ass bologna sandwich. Me and Amaya shared these bologna sandwiches together. We didn't split a sandwich, but I had one. And she had the keto-friendly version, because my boo trying to watch her figure. She don't eat bread. Well, she do. She just eat her bread separate from her fucking meal, so she don't consume as much. So she's super in tune with her body, I guess. I don't know. And then Satiris was up here filming a try-on haul video for her YouTube channel that I'm probably going to be editing later today. And so I squoze in. Is it squoze? Squeezed? I squazzed in a couple of eyes. You know what I'm saying? Just squazzed them in. Just squazzed in a couple of eyes. So from about 1 until my first alarm, which was 3:50, I slept. And then the second alarm for 4:10 went off. And then the third alarm for 4:50 went off. All of the alarms got the snooze button, but I knew where I had to be. And that's here with y'all. I knew I had to be here with y'all. I was like, you know what? I missed y'all. So I got the ass up. I got my ass up at around 6. And surprisingly, or 5:50, one of those. And surprisingly, everybody in the house was still awake. So, as you know, the point of doing this magic trick that I'm doing right here, only works if everybody is asleep, because, like, it's the only time not that I can't get it done when they awake, but I guess technically they don't have to be asleep. But I'll say this: if I wake up at this time and Satiris is asleep but Amaya is not, that's a problem. Satiris can be awake. It's not necessarily a problem. She's an adult. You know what I'm saying? When niggas waited until they was 18, like, I'm trying to stay up as long as I want to. Remember when all you wanted to do was stay up late? That was it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I just want to stay up late and watch this show. That's all the fuck you cared about. Remember that? Remember when you wanted to stay up late? Watch a show. That's all you cared about, bro. Not no more. A whole bunch of stuff. Shit, pile that shit on, cuz. Okay. We had it wasn't very successful, but I measure the day's success in making at least $100. You know what I'm saying? Like when you independent, I think making at least $100 that day is a good success. Now, I like to make more. I'm used to making more, but consistency, not necessarily on my part, but just in general, like can play a factor. Also, I remember what I wanted to talk about on yesterday's podcast, which is also a defining factor as well, and that is the power of manifestation. Dum dum dum. The reason why I did that, some people say power of manifestation is not really a bad topic. Yo, I was watching, and I don't really get down with Nature Boy, but I like to see people troll Nature Boy, and Pachi will attest to this. I don't like to see people troll him, but I think it's a couple of things, just a couple things that could be switched up. You know, just a few things. I also don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what that nigga got going on. Him and his people look like they got whatever it is that they need taken care of. I tend not to get in other people's business, right? Unless they want me up in their business, I tend not to get up in their business. So, this dude was on live with Nature Boy, and he talked about how Nature Boy was a clown for talking about the power of manifestation and all this other stuff. So what I want to kind of touch on or talk about, like, have you ever wondered in life? Right? Think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered, like, so often we try to make the most important things about us, right? Not just us, but the thing that we champion, right? So when you're talking about higher calling, you know, I want to roll up a little bit before I get into this, but when we talk about a higher calling, we mostly like to think it's just one thing, right? But I'm going to say this, and I'm not even high yet, guys. I'm going to say this, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. What if was a fifth, we'd all be lit? No, that's not what I was about to say. But what I was going to say is, when you work out, right? Is it all just what you do in the gym? Squats, push-ups, this, that, and the third, blah, blah. Or guys, is there diet involved? Some people are like, oh, yeah, nigga, yeah. That's it's 80% diet, it's 90% diet. It's whatever percent diet that I deem is necessary for me to feel like I'm driving home a point that blah, blah, blah. Right. So, whatever. It's a percentage of it. Now, we like to throw percentages on things. But at the end of the day, there's a percentage on working out and not having a diet. If you're working out, you're not having a diet, you might get results, but you probably won't get the results that you're looking for, correct? If you're working out and you got a diet, but you're not mentally strong, so we're talking about mentality, exercise, and diet. 3 things that can transform your physical form into what you would ideally think that it would look like. Because with those 3 things, you can get skinny, fat, bulky, lean, whatever you want to be. This is a fact. It's not some shit I'm making up. These are facts here. These are facts. So, and I'm not a huge throwing somebody under the bus thing, but they love being under the bus. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you ever met if you ever came across if you know who they are, they really, really, really just enjoy being under the bus. Okay? So I don't like to throw them under the bus, but this is where they like to be. So whoever you deem it, they necessary, they told you it was one way to reach higher calling. You know what I'm saying? Without doing it they way. Because I don't want to say mine. I don't want to say yours, because your way, understand that your way is tailored to your experience. But your way could also be they way. Right? Is your way, and I'm not talking about like you have to make your own way, but just are the key factors of your way to obtain the ultimate beach body, 2021 beach body. You trying to dial in your inner Amarion, and you can't have your inner Amarion dialed in completely without a good beach body. Oh my goodness. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. Nigga. And that's what I'm gonna do till this. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta do that shit with them Drake songs, nigga. They'll be like, snatch the podcast. We gotta get him out of here. How many bars did he sing? Bottles on me, looking ass. But yeah, so how much of their way is a huge part of how you tailor your experience to getting your ultimate Amarion Beach Body 2021. You know what I'm saying? Did they crusade your lands and possibly, I'm not saying that this happened, but did they possibly crusade your lands, rape and pillage your women, and threaten you with death if not to comply? You know what I'm saying? If you're not complicit by, you know what I'm saying? 12 o'clock, I'm turning your fucking lights off. And what was there before that? I'm not championing one thing or another. It's not what I do. Because I understand all of the different elements that go into a workout. So in life, I'm not looking for, this, that, and the third to satisfy me in the sense of, and I'm not looking down on nobody who do. Let's be clear. What I'm saying is, I'm looking at the entire game, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously a checkpoint. Or like when you collecting items, you know what I'm saying? You go out and you collecting rogue items. I'm like, yeah, these map pieces are definitely gonna help me out later. So, some good tea, man. Now that we know what's in it, you know what I'm saying? So let's fire up the bleeds real quick before we get too deep with this shit. Who this? 7 in the morning. Who the fuck on Snapchat, bro? Yes, sir. Alright, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that I'm gonna put my phone away for a minute just so it don't distract me. So this guy was on live with Nature Boy, and Pachi want to get on live with Nature Boy just to correct some of his little. Nature Boy, if you don't know, is a guy who I guess you want to say is a former gay porn star. He's not necessarily a gay porn star. He's like a thug. Alright? He's a guy who I guess appeared and or portrayed him. This part is speculation. He is a guy who has appeared and or portrayed himself as some type of Casanova, not 2 times, but Casanova as in playboy, gangster, not gangster as in like super gangster, but just like hardcore. You know what I'm saying? You look at him, you like, alright, he got one of those resting bitch faces like Blue Steel, like Blue Steel. He's like always looking like this. Blue Steel. You know what I'm saying? Remember that shit? And Blue Steel. And they got a Blue Steel looking ass face all the time. So just imagine him like that, but buff as fuck. When he was on what they call the mainland, which is here, United States of America. Think that nigga from like Brooklyn or some shit. Somewhere. Anyway, one point in his life, he ended up doing a gay porn where he get jacked off by a dude who pretend to be a doctor. These are just true statements. He go on Pornhub. Young Pharaoh exposed the nigga. He didn't watch the video, but he showed everybody the title of the video. Well, you know what I'm saying? So then, after that, after getting yanked off by a fake doctor, he decided to start a thing called Melanation. Changed his name to Nature Boy, and has been preaching living off the grid, living holistically, growing your own vegetables and fruits, spirituality in his version of it. Look, spirituality is subjective. I think spirituality is like mixing and mastering. It's like there's a standard. Be a good person, control your inner thoughts, meditate once in a while. But I think it's also, like everything else, it's tailor-made to the individual's experience. I don't think it's something that you need to run behind another person to accomplish and or figure out. I think that's defeating the purpose if you can't take your spiritual journey, not necessarily alone, like, because when you say take your spiritual journey alone, some people are thinking, die alone? I don't want to die alone. I'm not talking about dying alone. I'm just saying figuring out who you are alone before you start, you know what I'm saying, trying to involve people and everybody trying to figure out who everybody is. If you know who you are, then you can tell somebody else who you are. If they know who they are, then they can tell you who they are. And then y'all can just spend that time trying to figure out each other. As far as I know who I am, so I'm not distracted when I'm trying to figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. That's why self-reflection is important. Because without self-reflection, let's say you're in a relationship and both parties don't know who they are. Everything that they do is looked at as an experiment. You ever wondered that? You ever wonder why you're in a relationship? And I mean, you might know who you are right now. So let's talk about you in the instance that you know who you are. You thriving, right? But you remember those relationships where you be like, you say something and they say something and both of y'all kind of didn't really get nowhere with that shit. Like, whether I don't want to paint who made the mistake, but we gotta down some hills on this one. All right, so the nigga cheated on you. He talking about he don't know why he cheated on you, or she cheated on you. She talking about no, she don't know why she cheated on you, and you cheat back. But y'all both stay. Like, that's dumb. Because after that, all y'all do is fight. All y'all do is not trust each other. But to see, if you knew yourself, you would know Yeah, trust is broken. I'm not finna play this game. This, that, and the third. See, people who like, look, you think you know yourself, but if you playing games at any aspect of your life, you don't know yourself. For real. Like, I tell Satiris this all the time. If I say I don't fuck with one of your friends' boyfriends, don't invite me to no fucking dinners. I'm not pressed about it. I'm gonna be just fine. You can go. You can hang out. I'll stay here with the baby. You won't have to worry about that aspect of it. But I'm never, ever, ever gonna do something that I know is not me. I'm talking about being in tune with yourself. Yesterday, no, the snow day. The snow day, 3 days ago. Fresh snow on the ground. It's Tennessee, East Tennessee. Snowed last year a little bit. I don't know why they freaking out. Did it melt yet? It's gone now. So as I'm driving, I'm exhausted. I'm really just out of it. And we talk about knowing yourself. We're talking about being in tune. I've always talked about, and if you go back on my YouTube channels early in the videos, that's when this first started happening to me. I talked about it a lot. The first time I meditated, I felt and knew what energy and colors really were. Like, first time I meditated for like 2 hours, and it did not feel like 2 hours. I was sitting outside. It was like 11 o'clock when I started. 11:30, because they say, not they, but the ones I fuck with. The ones I fuck with say you gotta fucking do like Sakguru and them high noonish type shit. So that's what I was shooting for. You know, your first time doing everything, you're trying to be hella nostalgic. Like, oh, I need to do it like this and blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that shit. Anyway, so I'm doing all of that. And the first meditation was beautiful. I was seeing like color bursts, like just like shock waves of just different colors. And then when I would lock onto specific thought patterns, those colors, that specific color would amplify. The wave would just come in a stronger color. Like the color would be more present. And when it bursted, it would glide out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just coming in and flashing, and it come in, flash, burst, and glide out. So like, because when you close your eyes, it's nothing but darkness. So this shit's just gliding. The purple, and I still see it. Like, I still see, like when I'm driving late at night, 3 in the morning, if I'm on the highway going somewhere, I'll see purple waves coming across. But the reason why this is important is my intuition after meditation has increased. And it has helped me avoid incidents. So in pertaining to the snow day, I'm coming through a light. You might think, okay, everybody got intuition, blah, blah, blah. How do you heighten your intuition? How do you make your intuition so strong that you can damn near spidey sense danger? Because if we all have intuition, some people say they can't use it. We cannot, like, some people can see auras, but some of us say we can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that dress was gray. You know what I'm saying? Some people said it was red. Like, you know. So it's just like, some people here, some people not. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people not here, and it's a lot of people that's here, or vice versa. It's a lot of people that's not here, and it's a lot of people that's out there. So, coming through the intersection, and this has happened to me a dozen times. In my head, I just hear over the music and everything. Because you know we bumping music. Over the music and everything, I'm coming up. I wasn't even at the intersection yet. I was probably like 2 lights away. I was going the speed limit, and a voice said, "Hey," well, not a voice, me, Soul Energy Tim, was like, "You, you let off the gas, bro." And I was like, "All right, let off the gas." I mean, I've learned to just listen to this voice because it always saved my ass. So I'm like, "Let off the gas." Boom. All right, I'm gonna let off the gas, and it goes, "2 lights from now, it's gonna be detrimental that you look to your left as you coming through the intersection." So I'm like, all right, I already know what's about to happen. Somebody about to jump in front. Like, you could have just said that, Tim. All right? You could have just been like, "Hey, nigga, somebody about to slide out in front of your shit." But he's like, "It's detrimental." Like, this nigga sound like T.I. in my fucking head. So I'm like, all right, fucking T.I. Tim. So I look over, and this nigga busting a whip. He whipping a bitch, right? But the nigga whipping the bitch so sloppy. First of all, the furthest lane is open. So if he was whipping a real bitch, he could have just gotten the furthest lane and the shit would have been smooth. But he whipped the bitch, seen me, got spooked, fucking froze. Just, it only take a millisecond to freeze when you're going about 40, 30 miles. 30, saying the speed limit was 40. At this point, I'm like 29. You know what I'm saying? Tim said slow down. So I don't think slowing down is like 30. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if I'm going 45, slow down mean go to speed limit. Nigga said slow down. So I'm like creeping. I'm like 2 miles an hour so everybody see me. 2 miles an hour. I'm like on that shit. I'm like, power wall, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm creeping. The nigga freeze, and I'm going slow. So and it's a car coming. Like, this car is coming, like. So I'm going slow. He stutter. Boom. He gets scared. But with me going 29, he was able to stutter, get scared, all that shit, recover, and get the fuck out the way before I got to the intersection. Like, I was so far away. He was terrified. Nigga, if I was going 40, I'd have been right there. And we would have both had to make a split-second decision. This shit happened again. Well, the first time it happened, I'm in the Equinox. I was in Florida, and I think I was coming off the highway or some shit like that. And it was a car that was getting ready to come from behind me and do some shit, like do some wild ass shit. And it was gonna cause an accident, so my inner voice was like, you need to let off the gas and brake. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as that shit happened, the car came, and like as soon as I braked, the car came, did like some wild shit, but the car in front of him brake checked, and he had to stop. So had I not fucking did what I did, I'd have rear-ended my mans. And then we would have had some other shit going. I had somebody in the car with me when that shit happened too. I think it was Alex. Speaking of fucking Alex, knowing about energy, the second time I meditated. This is when I realized people draining your energy is like legitimately a thing. Like how you stick your fucking finger in a socket and you feel that bitch pulling on you. Yeah. That shit's real. Second time I ever meditated. I'm in the front porch with Mochi. The dog off the leash. Every time I meditate, the dog was off the leash. This nigga off the leash. We kicking it. Right? I'm meditating. Again, I go out for 2 hours. Didn't know I was out. She pull up in the driveway. Now, since I'm sitting in the front fucking yard, I've zoned out cars. Cars been driving by this whole time. I don't hear cars anymore. I hear birds, I hear all this shit. But when you meditating for like that first, I want to say 30, 40 minutes, you hear all of the distractions. Every distraction, every time a fly touch you, everything just makes you want to pop your eyes open. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? Everything about it just makes you want to pop your eyes open for like that first 30, 45 minutes. But after you settle in, you don't hear or feel nothing that's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll hear the wind blow, but if it's calming to you and it ain't distracting you, you just hearing it. It ain't necessarily like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a sound in deep space. That's it. So when the car drove by, I didn't hear it. I didn't even hear her get out the fucking car. It's a neighborhood. People pulling up, they getting out. This shit's happening all around me, and I've been out here for 2 hours. And it's the middle of the fucking day. So she pull up. She slammed the car door because she been calling my phone, so she was mad that I didn't answer the phone. Now when she walked past me, I feel all of my energy just go. It just shoot out of my body. You know what I'm saying? And I just start shaking. Like I'm holding my meditative pose. I'm sitting there like this. I think I was sitting there like this with my thumbs like this, just pressed up against each other. Once she walked past me, like my spine just broke, and I couldn't hold myself up. My hands were shaking just like this, and like I couldn't keep my thumbs together. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I still ain't know what the fuck was going on. Now, obviously, the shaking distracted me because you shake sometimes when you're meditating. You shake, but this was like it was a wave of energy, a wave of energy that I feel being sucked out of me, followed by convulsion. So naturally, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, what's that? Am I having a seizure? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I pop my eyes open and I look at the ground first. Everything is gray. That shit look like a fucking 1920s film. Like that's what that shit looked like. I'm looking around, everything gray. So I'm like, oh shit. I sit there for a second. I look over. I'm like, oh shit, the car there. So that is what all of this was. The one thing that helped me trigger out of my break was when she slammed the house door, because it was right by this ear. It was on my right ear. So she came from my left, slammed the door on my right, and as she slammed the door, my eyes popped open. So I'm like, now mind you, I didn't know she was mad at me. I'm not saying, I haven't talked to Alex in forever, so I don't want to go on record to say fuck her, because that's fucked up. And I'm like, do I have ill will towards her? Yeah, fuck her, whatever. Fuck her. She stole my dog, and she still got my diploma and shit. So fuck the bitch. Anyway, or she probably burned all of that stuff, and in which case, still fuck the bitch. I didn't break up with her. She broke up with me, so fuck that bitch. The bitch was mad at me, and I didn't know this at the time. So I just got finished convulsing. I'm seeing black and white or gray, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh shit, to go to the car. What the fuck she doing here? She's supposed to be at work. I look over. I can't remember if Mochi was there or if he followed her in the house. I can't remember. I'm just like, everything is gray. I'm looking at the mulch. The mulch colors start to come in first. The reds came in first. So all of the reds bleed in. They start off, bro, it's like if you was on Photoshop and you was on red and then you turn that bitch all the way to like white or gray, and then you just dialed in the red just a little bit at a time until it got to the richest color it could be at. That's what I was looking at in real life. I'm like, holy shit, this shit was like, bloop. Okay, this is the red, and then the greens came in, bloop. Like everything was being dialed in one at a time, like a fucking, like the coder. It was just like, oh shit, we back? Oh shit, we back. Oh shit, code this, code that, browns, oranges, grays, this gotta go over here. Shit freaked me out. So I go inside, and I'm ready to tell her, I'm like, oh shit, I was just meditating, and I completely forgot about the energy being sucked out of my body, all of that shit. Until I realized she was mad at me. As soon as I came in, Tim, you out there sitting there meditating? I've been calling your phone for I called you like 11 times or something. And I don't even think she wanted anything. She didn't even fucking want nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the universe, again, trying to throw in a distraction when you on your game, dog. I tell y'all all the time, and I'm going to keep telling y'all, it ain't nothing you going to do out here that the universe ain't going to try to prove to you. I mean, the universe is neutral. Look at it at that point, right? The universe is neutral. If you say you want something, obviously it's going to throw obstacles at you to make you fucking see if you deserve that thing. See if you really want that thing. Everything that come with that thing. Even losing people that you fuck with. Because the moment you double down on that thing that you say you want, all of the people that was kind of on the fence about you in your life, all of the people that was really just about to drain you if you stayed where you was at, they going to start giving you a hard time. They going to see if they can push you back to where you was at or keep you where you are. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about manifestation. This dude, talking to Nature Boy, was saying manifestation is like witchcraft or culty type behavior. And I'm not going to say he crazy because I understand this, because one of the homies is Catholic and he said that in the Catholic Church they tell them that meditation is evil. Now, I would say this. Everything that you need to do to lose weight is detrimental to weight loss. The kitchen, the exercise, and sometimes the kitchen is more important. Sometimes the exercise is more important. Sometimes they go right hand in hand depending on where you are in your weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying? Mentality. All of these things play a role, greater or lesser, depending on where you are in your actual journey. So with that being said, I wouldn't take nothing off the table based off of what they say. Because now your own personal experience be damned. I can't say nothing against your own personal experience. If you think, and this is just an example, I don't think that praying is stupid. I don't think that. I've prayed before. Everybody's prayed. Even if you don't, not even in the traditional sense. Like, obviously everybody when they was a kid have dropped to their knees and prayed at some point. Everybody at some point probably done it. Unless you was raised atheist or anything like that, which in this day and age I'm realizing it's probably cool too. Depending on what the fuck you got going, it's probably cool. Like if you ain't out here on no bullshit, it's probably cool. Because we all just experiencing everybody else's experience from a two-dimensional experience when they really 3D, 4D. They deep. People are deeper than the things that they have the time to express to us in the moments that we get to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just learning that. I'm learning that it's so much more depth inside of somebody than a question and an answer. Like, so, whatever. Atheist, Catholic, meditator, whatever. But he called Nature Boy a crazy motherfucker for talking about manifestation. And what I want to ask people who believe in God, the book version, not like the Bible, but just like you know how we be like, oh, shorty look like a model. Like there's a standard of beauty that's just like, oh yeah, she could easily be a model. Like this nigga funny, he could easily be a comedian. Is it always that easy? Fuck no. Like, are they put through the ringer on the way? Hell yeah. It's not ever easy. But my point is, whoever your run-of-the-mill, clean cut, by the book dude is, girl, whatever. Damn, I forgot my point with that whole fucking, with that rant I just did about. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I was gonna say, what was I talking about? Two-dimensional experiences. Everybody deeper than that. What the fuck was I about to say? It was on point too. This is the point with freestyling podcasts. I ain't circling back to no point, so I gotta remember them bitches while I'm getting stoned at whatever o'clock in the morning it is. But I was talking about, dude was telling Nature Boy the power manifestation is dumb. Oh, I remember now. Whoever your run-of-the-mill guy is about religion, right? Let's use Pachi for an example. Love Pachi to death. Now, Pachi is not perfect for this example. None of the people that I actually know are perfect for this example. But we just gonna use Pachi because Pachi commented on the video talking about Nature Boy the other day, and I love Pachi. So, and he won't take offense to this. So let's talk about Pachi. Let's say Pachi was a run-of-the-mill, whatever religion he chooses to be, and he gonna say Christian. He gonna say Christian, like he in the comments right now. Christian, brother, I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? We love you, Pachi. You Christian. But in this hypothetical, Pachi is whatever religion you are or whatever religion you aspire to be, right? Now, Pachi has been taught to pray to God. Everything is in God's hands. This, that, and the third, blah, blah. And not blah, blah in a disrespectful way when we're talking about this because it's a sensitive subject and I don't want somebody to be like, it's not blah, blah. I get it, okay? Calm the fuck down. It's early. And plus, it's already taboo. I'm smoking weed and talking about this. So, this person, like what I want to know is what does this person look at their, how do you say, because I can't say Lord and Savior because that's, I mean, I guess that translates in all religions to an extent. Because even, yeah. So whoever their Savior is, they pretty much say, okay, I'm going to drop down to my knees and I'm going to ask 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 and I'm going to ask. What I want to know is, do you not expect for the person that you're asking or the entity that you're asking, you don't expect for them to want you to do anything? Because in every part of life, there's give and take. So, worship doesn't necessarily equal out to reward. You ever worshiped somebody? You know what I'm saying? You ever worshipped a teacher and she's like, stop being a kiss ass, Jeremy? You know what I'm saying? You ever worshipped a significant other and they just really feel uncomfortable? You ever been worshipped? It's a really uncomfortable feeling. It's very, very uncomfortable. Unless you're a fucking asshole. Like, if you're a dickhead, bro, then you when you heard me say that, you was like, yes, I love being worshipped. You're fucking cynical. To me, the most shameful feeling in the world. Like, acknowledgement, one thing. When somebody worships me, and you thinking about it like, bro, I want you to really think about, let's take Pachi for a real life example. If Jesus came back today, let's say Jesus is back. Jesus is back, he run into Pachi. Pachi will worship the ground that Jesus walk on. Like many people out there, they'll worship the ground he walk on. Think about what that means. You talking about worship. Like, I'm talking about the real life worship. Like some people wouldn't even worship their favorite celebrity if they ran into a celebrity. I'm talking about worship. Like, we about to say the word so many times, it's about to lose meaning. Like, oh, can I wipe your feet off? Even though you're wearing sandals, I just feel like you got a little bit of dirt on your feet. Let me just clean you off real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me wipe the sweat from your brow. You don't even gotta hold your water bottle. Can I please get you a drink? You know what I'm saying? To the point where the nigga would have to, and I hate to call Jesus a nigga, but we already here. The nigga would have to dial you out a little bit. He'd be like, all right, bro, I can hold my own water bottle. He'd have to be like, all right, I can unscrew the top myself. We're talking about real life worship. Like, Jesus, I would come over there and clean your fucking house right now. Like, nigga, your house dirty? You need your toilet cleaned? Think about how many niggas you clean their toilet that you didn't work for. And that's not a relative that you was helping with chores, or a friend that you was helping with chores. I'm talking about a nigga you was like, I worship this motherfucker so much, I'm gonna clean his toilet bowl. Just cause I'm about to clean his toilet bowl, come in there. Like, some people doing those type of things, and it's not even off worship. It's off the strength. So you listen to this right now, you like, oh, I do that shit off the strength. I'm not talking about off the strength. I'm talking about being obsessed. When people worship people, that's how people get stalked. You ever notice that? You ever notice that when motherfuckers talking about, oh, I got a stalker? That's because that person worshipped you to the point where they can't go without you. You can't tell me Jesus can come back and not get stalked by a couple of us. Jesus gonna have hella stalkers. Half the fucking world gonna be stalking Jesus. No cap. Every time Jesus open his blinds, it's gonna be like 1,700 niggas in the bushes. Like, you think he can see us? Like, nigga, the bush gone, nigga. It's y'all. Y'all the bush. You like, think he can see us? And everybody else in the tree and shit. Like, nah, bro. He can't see y'all and he can't see us. Like, what the fuck? It's 12,000 people outside. This nigga live in a 1-bedroom. He can see all of y'all. Like, he got one window. All y'all niggas looking through the same window. He like, what the fuck? I'm a minimalist, my child. I just got 1 bedroom, 1 window. You know what I'm saying? 1 bathroom. Like, damn. So, what I would like to think is, if Nature Boy is being called an idiot for the power of manifestation, now put aside everything else Nature Boy doing, but if he being called an idiot for the power of manifestation, that means that motherfuckers don't like the power of manifestation because they think that it's stupid. And what I would like to note is, you wanted something. That's pretty much manifestation. When you just neutral about life, like, you know what like, if you crave something, you pretty much manifesting it. Because when you craving something, your body moves in that way so that you end up attracting that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's not God. I'm not saying that that's manifestation. All I'm saying is the power of wanting something will move you in the direction. But if you say out loud, I want to be successful, but in your body and when you wake up, you just neutral about it, you're not gonna get shit done. Like, the universe ain't gonna throw shit at you. Not even obstacles. It's just gonna be like a even day. So, what is religion without practice? What, like, if manifestation is not real, then that means the power of thought is not real. If you believe that manifestation is not real and God is in control of everything, that means nothing, essentially, like we talked about in If Life Was a Video Game, that means nothing that we do is important to us to an extent. Because it's like everything that you want and desire. Like, the only thing I don't like about religion is when I'm about to say the only thing that you want and desire, all of the things that you want and desire are pre-planned out, and that you can't make your own decisions and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody that is religious is going to say, but that was part of the plan. Or they going to say, like, but God know everything, you just got to have faith. Or they'll say some stock answer that doesn't really, like I've always challenged religion because I've been sent. I need sense. You know what I'm saying? And it only made it worse for me when I realized that they went through and murdered entire communities who did not believe in the religion that they believed in. That's called gangbanging. So all of the people who down with it just, and I'm not talking about whether you believe in it or not. I'm just saying, like, from the early stages, and the reason why it is a so well known is because of war. Like, wars that have been fought solely on that purpose, on that premise. And I'm not saying that, you know, that's the reason why you shouldn't celebrate it or that's the reason why you shouldn't believe in it. All I'm saying is, ew. You know what I'm saying? Ew. That to me doesn't sound like something that the people that they talked about in this and would enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Unless Jesus was Larry fucking Hoover, which now we got an interesting perspective on it. If Jesus was Larry Hoover, nigga, we talking. I might name this podcast If Jesus Was Larry Hoover. Just so everybody click on it. But yeah, bro, if Jesus was Larry Hoover, I could completely understand why niggas was riding for the set. Look, it's cool to gangbang now. It's cool to be a Crip. Like, they ain't necessarily dividing and conquering, and I don't think that was necessarily always the narrative. When they wanted to do something to further their narrative, it was fun, it was cool. Soon as we want to do something to further our narrative, it's organized, this, that, and the third. Like the mob, they took some hits. Like there's some people in jail. I'm not gonna say like they just let them niggas skate. They didn't. That ain't true. But shit, if Jesus was Larry Hoover, I completely understand why they went across the lands doing what it do. But what wrapping it up, all I want to say is, if manifestation is not real, are you just begging Jesus? Because manifestation is pretty much, to me, manifestation is not being neutral about wanting something. Like, I'm trying to manifest a Lamborghini. That means you want one, which means everything that you do from this point forward should probably be in line with that until one day, Lamborghini. Not that it's just going to pop out of nowhere. Not that you just got to sit there and ask and ask and ask. Because that's the same thing as praying without doing nothing. Some of the greatest preachers that are preaching the new ways, which could, you know, if I would have learned it, if preachers today, some of the ones that are out right now would have been out when I was growing up, I probably would have never left the church. But because I would have looked at it from my same perspective, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, if doing that, if sitting down and trying to manifest something, and sitting down and praying for something with no action, some of the best preachers will tell you cannot just pray. You have to have action behind your prayer. You got to have faith in your actions. You know what I'm saying? And you use your prayer to build your willpower to move mountains. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best preachers will say that. It's not a quote. That's out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? Just to ruin this for everybody, that was out of my butthole. But all I'm saying is that's true. You know what I'm saying? It's all about building up the willpower to move the mountain, but knowing that it takes action to move the mountain. You can't just sit there after you build up all that willpower. Some of you niggas is gassed up. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm fire, I'm fire, I'm fire, I'm fire. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm fire. What you doing though? You riled the fuck up. You rowdy as fuck. You ain't doing shit. Shit. And that attests to people saying that people being spread too thin. It's not about being spread too thin. We are designed to think that there's one way to anything. Fill in the blank. There's one way to blank. You know what I'm saying? That shit's not accurate. There's more than one way to blank. And you don't just have to do one thing to blank. You know what I'm saying? There's so many hours in the day. It's so many people out there losing sleep. What make you think you can get away with doing one motherfucking thing and be successful? Somebody's done it already. It's so many people out there losing sleep, family time. You talking about a family reunion? Shit, nigga, I ain't even got invited to a family reunion in decade. Finna be 2 almost. Depending on how old I was damn near, I know I was older than 10, probably maybe 12. So in about 3 years, 2 decades, I ain't been invited to no family reunion, damn near no family function. So all that time I could have been working. Might as well have been. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm about to get all the motherfucking invites. But I'm going to be too busy. Or I'm going to be vlogging while I'm there. Which is actually welcomed at family events. Because it's like home video. Everything I do is like home video. Just like these are personal journals. One day, my kid's going to look back on this. Listen back to it. And be like, damn, this is what my dad was thinking back in. He crazy. Or boy, have times changed since. You know what I'm saying? So, motherfuckers got the nerve to think that prayer and pray, manifest, do whatever you think that's gonna get you to the next level. But if you sitting there thinking that right now one or the other is going to, without action, without willpower, without the full recipe, sugar, spice, everything nice, without all of that shit, you think that you ain't finna get to the next level, you're crazy. It's a motherfucker out there right now snorting a pile of cocaine just to stay awake because he trying to grind. And you think you can sleep in and stroll in and just get it done. Hell no. Outside of the worst part of it, it's just somebody not at home with their family, and you waking up in the bed with your family, getting ready to roll over for second sleep, and you think you about to be successful. Hell no, bro. Hell no. So you need all of that. You need all of the keys to move the vehicle, just like you need all of the keys to fucking diet and exercise. To get to the body that you want. It's a plenty of niggas that thought, okay, I can do this diet, I can do this exercises, and then by this time I should have this body. And then when they get to that time, they be like, damn, okay, well, this muscle ain't that way and this ain't this way. So maybe I need to change how I eat, and maybe I need to change how I exercise, and maybe that will. Nothing is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just take one thing and mush it. And then think about the history of that. Think about the history of religion being so aggressive and just mashed in everybody's faces. And I'm going to pause right there. Because if Jesus was Larry Hoover, I would understand. What's up? You, bro. You. I see you, girl. Go and subscribe to that channel. Alright, we good? Alright, cool. Only one acting like I'm famous. Like I'm famous. I'm the only one.